Welcome, everybody, to Phandom Knights, where we break down pop culture one fandom at a time. Today we are talking about The Bad Batch, Episode 5, Rampage.
Wonder what that means.
I had no idea when I was watching.
Three, two, one.
I'm Chris.
I'm Justin. I'm just kidding, I'm Dustin.
And I'm Cheese.
Alright, cool.
Alright, that's weird. Let's get into this episode. Dustin, take us through the story.
Can I be a hot dog then?
What?
Because combined, that tastes amazing.
Cheese and hot dogs?
Have you ever not had macaroni and cheese and hot... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking macaroni and cheese. But cheese and hot dogs taste good too.
We're gonna have a kid together, and it's gonna be a cheddar brat.
Disgusting. Macaroni and cheese and hamburger is delicious.
Well, yeah, but hot
it's
dogs
like my
are
favorite
awesome
dish. But
cut up hot dog? Your mom never made that for you?
Yeah, but I didn't like it. I don't like hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. Blah.
So we don't need to talk to him in this episode.
What one do you prefer? Hot dogs?
I like them both.
I know
Well,
you
yeah.
only prefer the hamburger one because Grandma made it all the time.
I would
love
prefer the
one.
hamburger, obviously, but like the hot dog is still great.
It's not great.
The only reason it
great.
wouldn't be great is if you were a monster and put ketchup all over it.
That's true. Ketchup would ruin
People
it.
do that?
Yes.
In the macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
Gross.
Even if there's not hot dogs, people do
Gross. What?
I know.
Ketchup and macaroni and cheese?
I know.
I'm about to go on a rampage here. Let's get into the story.
That was a beautiful transition.
Transition. So Omega got her own comm device. She's officially... What?
I'm just picturing like exactly how she was. She's like, over.
Echo, can you read me?
It's not a toy. Well, how am I supposed to learn to use it unless I try playing with it to use it? You got to play with everything. Like, you got to.
They're not fathers like you.
You got a new computer. You got to play with the computer so you know how to use the computer when you're in a tense situation. What button am I supposed to press? I don't know. I didn't practice. Anyways,
You also don't hand a walkie-talkie to a kid and said, "Okay, call me if you get in trouble."
don't touch any buttons on this fancy walkie-talkie thing unless
These
you're
are
about
expensive.
to die. Okay.
Pretty much.
Anyways.
But she does use it in a good capacity the rest of the way.
Yeah.
But so they're going to Ord Mantell, which every time I think of Ord Mantell, I think of Star Wars Monopoly because that was the first red piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What planet is it?
It's Ord Mantell.
Or what do we know it from? What other things other than isn't it in Clone Wars?
Yeah.
she's-
I mean,
she's
every
in there.
planet has been visited in the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Just about.
Okay.
I mean, just about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were visited in the Clone
It's Ord Mantell. I just told you, Chris.
Wars. It's Ord
I know,
Mantell.
I know.
And that's the funny part. I'm not laughing at like that you not knowing it. I'm laughing at your reaction. Just like I just
I
said the name.
literally just said the name.
So, yeah, they're going to Ord Mantell to find Sid, who
With
was...
a C, not an S.
Yeah.
Which I thought was weird.
I know.
I was like, that's the kid.
As soon as they said Sid, I wrote SID, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's spelled differently. I didn't remember the character, but I remember the weird spelling of the name from Clone Wars.
I don't... Yeah, she was in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was trusted by the Jedi, and in the background, Wrecker's just doing squats with the Gonk droid.
It's like his own personal
Workout
gonk
station.
gym. Yeah.
You're about to get
I can do
gonked.
bicep
What
curls
do
with
those
it.
gonk droids do?
Gonk. Yeah, I don't know.
What else do they do? Do you know? No? Okay.
Not offhand.
Sherman, look it up.
Sure.
I'm your guy.
So none of the Bad Batch knows where or who Sid really is or looks like, and Omega, with her Jedi intuition,
Her force abilities, just goes right up to her. You're Sid.
You're Sid, aren't you? I like the way you think, kid.
You're a lot smarter than your buddies over there.
Yeah. So they get this mission to go rescue Muchi, a kid in the slave trade. Well, is it a kid really? We'll find out, guys. So I didn't know what this thing was. I've never really seen this thing before, but a Brzak? That was that flying creature on the planet when they get there.
Yeah, I was like, that is a really cool looking alien animal thing. I don't know what that is, but...
So the Zygerians, that's the name of the race of the people who are running the slave trade on that planet. Mm-hmm. And for me, the Zygerians really look like Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, is that Steppenwolf? Is this a DC crossover? But then they also kind of look like the Zepho from Jedi Fallen Order, too. Their facial structure, at least.
Yeah, they just look like generic aliens to me. I don't know. I didn't even associate them with Steppenwolf. What do they do? What do gonk droids do?
Gonk droids are literally walking, talking batteries.
Batteries?
Batteries.
They're just batteries.
Little more than walking batteries, gonk power droids trundle along as directed by their owners or their programming, recharging vehicles and machinery. They get their name in imitation of their simple vocalizations.
That's pretty cool, though. It's like an external battery. You plug your phone
in. It's an external battery pack that follows you around.
That's cool.
It's like those suitcases that people can have that follow them around in the airports now. You haven't seen.
I haven't seen those. What?
It's like those suitcases that are like 4 wheels and you just kind of push them.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's those, but they have motors in them that are like GPS to your phone.
Huh.
So you just turn it on and it like follows you around. And then there's obviously a battery in there, so you can plug your phone in and charge your battery.
How easy it would be to steal someone's luggage? It's just 5 feet behind you. You don't even know.
Right.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Dang it. Where'd it go? Probably sends a notification or something. But yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a suitcase that has a battery in it.
An even cooler suitcase that I saw. Have you guys ever watched the show Impractical Jokers?
Yeah.
So
Wait, you talking about the one that he rides in on?
Yes!
Okay.
I want that so bad. He rides in on a luggage cart in one of the challenges. Nice. I'm like, what? I need that.
And the other guy just
I don't travel much,
loses
I need that.
That's funny.
Just all 4 of them are in like a waiting room, and he rides in on a freaking scooter like cart, and one of the guys just loses it because the whole thing is like you're not supposed to laugh, and as soon as he rides in, he's just like.
Rosie and I've been watching through that on HBO Max, and I haven't gotten to that episode yet.
That's kind of one of the later seasons.
Yeah.
So Sid, we find out, is working for the right-hand man of Jabba, Bib Fortuna. I wonder if he likes tuna. Anyways.
Bib Fortune? Yeah.
Isn't it Fortuna? Or no?
It's
or
Fortuna,
is it just Fortune?
But I'm just Fortune.
Oh, okay.
I always think of Fortune because he's trying to make a fortune. I don't know why. Anyways.
And so then they figure out that Muchi is not the little green kid alien person.
You didn't really take many notes about the whole anything, but yeah, nothing really happens. They get captured and all this different stuff happens.
Oh, yeah.
You're
get captured, guys.
Doesn't matter.
They get captured and then they eventually escape. Ooh, who saw that coming?
They get captured again, and the kid has to rescue him again because who's the most competent person on this team? The kid. But yeah, I don't know. It's a kid show. I understand that, but like the whole trope of like the little girl who just knows how to do everything instantly, I'm like, all right.
However, they go away from that trope in the next episode, which is great.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, I know.
It's either she's saving the day or needs saving.
Or completely incompetent.
Yes. It's never in between.
Right.
So they find out that Muchi is a rampaging adolescent rancor and was not the distraction that Tech was anticipating. Muchi is awesome though, and I think in my head canon, she is the Rancor in episode 6, even though it's not.
What were you saying? So it's not? What
it's
do you mean? How is it not?
Because the Rancor in Return of the Jedi has a name called like Pantera or something like that.
Okay.
Jabba has many, many Rancors.
Oh.
Not just the one.
Okay. Muchi could just be a nickname.
Which means Muchi could still be alive.
Yeah, of course. Because at this time it's like...
Instead of knowing that, like, during The Mandalorian and, like, the sequels, like, Muchi could be dead.
That'd be sad.
It's nice knowing that, like, there's other Rancors.
Oh, yeah.
Scapegoats for Muchi.
Which is crazy because obviously they didn't get the Rancor from this planet. They got it from either a couple of different planets. Because one of the planets that they originated...
for some reason I was thinking that it was from this planet.
Oh, no.
So when they were saying slave trade, I'm like... You just capture... I guess it is slave trade because you're capturing an animal from there, but...
Right. They captured an animal from, I would think, Dathomir and then brought it here. Because that's where Rancors are from.
Are Rancors sentient? Like, are they just animals? Or are they beasts?
No. Obviously, they're competent enough to, like, recognize,
Yeah, but so is every animal in Star
They have a
Wars.
social hierarchy that they... what did they say in here? That they follow a social hierarchy.
So it's basically
but I mean, gorillas do that, too.
Yeah. That, like, if someone took a gorilla from the jungle and brought it over to a zoo, they wouldn't say it's a slave trade thing. I don't know. I guess it's different Star Wars though, because there's a lot of different aliens and races and stuff.
And they probably use the Rancor for slave purposes, hauling stuff or dragging stuff or whatever.
Odd question. So, in the interest that, bear with me, Muchi is still alive during the prequels, right? Or during the sequels?
I think it's the same.
No. Hold on.
Sequels?
During the sequels.
So you're saying 50 years from now?
just prior to this.
Okay.
Because here's my idea. The Bad Batch is a group of clones that helped rescue Muchi, right?
Mm-hmm.
So during the Book of Boba Fett, do you think if Muchi's still alive that it would recognize Boba?
Boba wasn't here though.
But he's got the same face as the Bad Batch.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
Bad
as
Batch,
Hunter.
Similar.
Hunter's
not
got the
even.
closest one to the rest of the
Right.
clones.
Yeah.
But
50 years ago, though? Yeah, that's pretty... I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, technically, the
I
Mandalorian's
think
only
it's
5. Are you talking about in Mandalorian time?
during Mandalorian, because I think that's when the
Okay,
Book
then
of Boba
that's-
Fett's going to take place.
Correct. 'Cause then that's
Yeah.
only 5 years after Return of the Jedi, so that's only like 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Or 25.
And it's only an adolescent Rancor.
Where do we know the Rancor that Jabba had? Where do we know that name from?
StarWars.com or getfandom.com/Wikipedia or whatever.
Okay. I'm just wondering if it was in one of the EU books.
No, it's on a database somewhere online.
But
So,
either way,
'cause
how
there's
awesome
tons
is
of
that?
threads on Facebook's groups that I'm in that were talking about this specific topic. Oh, that's the Rancor from Return of the Jedi, and people were like, "Nope, it's this one."
But how
Makes
awesome
me
would it be
so
like
mad. Like it's in my head.
Let me believe it,
I
man.
I have the same head canon you do, and Muchi is just like a pet name, whatever. Like, oh hey little buddy. Like it's just the name that they use.
I honestly kind of hope it is a different one because if Muji is still alive and could recognize Boba as being a clone, that would be amazing.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Having a Rancor that you could free from the pit.
Yeah,
And just be like-
didn't Bane ride a Rancor?
Yeah.
In one of the books. Mm-hmm. That was cool. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, a Sith riding a Rancor. Give us that, Lucasfilm,
Fight me.
please. So the funniest scene in this whole thing was Wrecker and
was
Muchi
so
having a punching match.
Just getting so tired.
I like that they were still dodging some
Yeah.
of their
They're
hits
just
though.
fighting in slow motion. They're both so tired.
Just like, stop. Go to
love
sleep, Muchi.
It was funny.
So
That was the best way to end a fight too. Like it
Right.
wasn't some big thing. It was just they're both so tired and
Right.
so evenly matched. Yeah.
which is the thing, like, man, how powerful Wrecker. Like, you got to see what Muchi did in this episode for his power.
Yeah.
Wrecker has that same amount of
Match
strength.
Well, there was one scene where Wrecker's like laying down and he goes casually grabbed a boulder as big as his chest and throws it. Like that rocks are heavy, man. I was just watching some video about the what is it, the strongest man alive competition or whatever, and this dude's carrying a rock that big and he's just slowly sinking. He barely gets it up on the platform, and this dude just throws it across
Imagine
the
the
room. So,
core strength that thing.
Yeah. well, he's constantly working out with that gong droid. So.
Yeah, doing squats and bicep
A
curls.
battery.
Who
But
knows?
Also, like what Muchi did, just grabbing that thing by the tail and just like,
and bit its tail. Yeah.
I was a little sad that like they didn't have anything like missing from the tail when it like flew off,
I was hoping he would like fight it off or something.
like a gecko almost.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was going to happen.
Just like lose the tail and fly away.
Gross. Every time you see a gecko lose its tail, you're just like, ew, I don't like it. No.
My client had 4 geckos for a long time at
Yeah.
work, and I saw them lose their tails quite often. 'Cause they would attack each other. Anyways, so Bib takes Muchi back to Jabba's palace. They bring Muchi back, and we find out that Sid was working for Bib Fortuna the whole time. Because the first time it was just a holographic.
Yeah.
You saw like a side view,
Yeah.
and you kind of gathered that it was him.
Yeah, he's
Well,
speaking Huttese.
yeah.
And yeah.
Who else is like dressed in black,
Yeah.
speaking Huttese in this?
Right. Yeah.
And you could kind of see one of the curls of his,
Yeah.
whatever you call it, tentacles, whatever.
And then this is where we find out that it is,
Fennec Shand.
Fennec
Shand.
Shand. I want to say sand. Fennec Sand.
It gets everywhere.
She just gets everywhere. Okay. Yeah. They're like, you're pretty valuable. Or Sid.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, dude.
I'm like,
I don't
please
this."
don't double cross them. Like, don't.
Yeah, I know.
You were so good with the Jedi. Like, why do these people so bad? Which
Yeah.
she hasn't yet.
Yeah,
but,
right. Yeah.
But it seems
Those are
like
pretty-
everyone they come across is like hinting at like double crossing them.
Yeah, like I got something over you, so I can double cross you.
If you cross me,
If you're not useful for me anymore, I can do whatever I want to.
Right.
That would actually make really good storytelling because like at some point, like, do you think they might be like, well, we might have to just go back to the Empire and like team back up with Crosshair?
No, they will never do that.
Why would they do that?
Well, I mean, like, imagine if every single person in your life just like kept betraying you.
Yeah.
Like,
To the Empire.
I would
might as well
eventually
go
just
back, is
kill
what you're saying?
everyone.
you just start murdering people by
Well,
the
no,
thousands.
but I mean, if people are trying to attack me,
What's their goal right now? Because I
to
forgot.
find somewhere to hide out
Find somewhere-
because
they
they
just
don't
wanna
know
go
what's
hide.
going on.
They just want to run away and just hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what's going on right now.
But just like the Mandalorian, like every episode, like something brand new pops up. All right, well, we got to fix this first.
I know.
Right.
But just like this one, we want to know that person's name. Well, you got to go on this 20-minute long adventure,
Dude.
to figure
So,
out.
by the way, like I was thinking about this while watching this. I'm like, this is exactly how D&D plays out a lot of times. Where it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, you need to do this. Well, do this for me first.
Right. Yeah.
Like it got to the point before I started playing, the guys that I played with literally had their group name that they told people. Like they'd walk into towns and be like, "We're called the Errand Boys because that's what we do. We run errands for people."
That's funny.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode.
It is.
I like how Omega was like, "Oh, it's kind of cute when you're up close." Like
Right.
What up close?
the Rancor.
Rancor.
Yeah, when
She looks
Maybe when they're
pretty cute.
younger, but when they get older, they just look like
Terrifying?
just disgusting. I don't know, lumpy and wrinkly and I don't know.
it's a limbed walking ball sack.
I was just thinking that.
I don't want to say it.
It's like a walking ball sack.
I'm glad we all had the same thought.
gross.
A Rancor is a walking ball sack with teeth.
Okay,
At least we can't say that it's talking.
gross.
It does communicate with
It
humans.
does have a
though.
social hierarchy. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this
The ball
video.
sack is a social hierarchy.
Please.
And you have to beat the alpha into submission before it recognizes.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Phandom Knights podcast. To catch the video versions of our podcast, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And to catch the audio versions, subscribe and download on our Apple and Spotify platforms. If you'd like to become a Phandom Knight on social media, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. We're there. And as always, please have a great day, and let us know in the comment section what you guys want to see next. Thank you guys. Catch you guys next time.